Hi guys, it's Kels right here, and welcome to my YouTube channel as well as my tailor instructing visual class. And today we're here at CC Fashion Academy, and we're going to be learning about princess cut today, the cutting process, the padding process, and also the sewing process. So I want you to come with us. We have an open space right there, and the camera is going to be rolling right above us. And right now, come learn with me. Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome to the class. And as you can see right now, we're about to start our cutting process. All I'm trying to do is to get a basic taste into people's head, and the thing where we're going to start from right now is I'm going to take three things out of this lesson, and one out of those things is I'm not going to put down too much stroke of lines on top of the cloth because I want you to understand better. And two, we're not going to put too many numbers on top of the cloth because I don't want you to be confused with calculations. And three, we're going to speak less more of English, and we'll make sure we get these whole things right. Let's go. Okay, good morning, you're welcome. This particular illustration picture here, the one I make on my own, is just to show you what a princess cut looks like when we're done cutting it. And right now, if you fold this cloth into two like this is like the whole length of an Ankara material, and I've gummed this whole particular one first. The longest length you can find in Ankara material these days is like 46 to 47, and right now I fold it into two after I finish gumming it, and I do the same to the lining. So now what we will do now, the cutting process of the princess cut. Right now I'm going to start it. And right now, if you see this illustration where I do this illustration because I want you guys more to understand the things what I want to do on top of this particular material. So now, this is a princess cut. If you fold material into two, this is the middle part of it, and this is the side of the princess cut. Now this side now is two, and this particular one is one, folded into two. So when you're measuring, you put on an allowance, and this UB means under bust, this N means nipple, and this side means top breast level. So all these things I'm going to explain when I'm doing the cutting, and you see the number two here and the number two here. I'm going to explain all this in the process of the cutting. And see down this side too, by the time you open the cloth into two, this is the middle part of it, and this side is the both side part of it. As you can see right now, we move to the cutting process. Okay, now we're here on the material, and this is the material I'm going to use. And if you see right here, I've gummed this particular material with an S-tail. Some people don't know what an S-tail is. Some people will just call them cloth gum. And right now, this is the lining. I also gummed the lining with soft gum steel. You see this other part now being whiter than the main steel. So now, this is the full Ankara length. Together now is 46. So I fold it into two, and I pick up a measurement for an average person. An average person measurement is like 38, 32, 38 bust and 32 of the shape. And right now, I would like to get my front here and also get the back of the princess cut here. But if I can't do that, I have to shift down to this area to get it. Now we're going to start with our marking process. It's 14. Right now I'm going to mark the 14, but it's not going to be exactly 14. You have to reduce 1 inches and mark at 13. Okay, then you bring the nipple to 9. This is the nipple right here, and right here is the breast level, which is 5 inches, and you have half inches up here for joining allowance of the shoulder. Then now, if you look at my illustration that I made before, this is the nipple area, this is the under breast, and here is the top breast level. Now we're going to go into measuring the wideness first. So when we measure the wideness, we can now come down to this particular point. So now I want to make the wideness like 9 9, yeah. I want to make the wideness 9, and down here you can make it 8. If you don't want to make it 8, make it the same 9. But when you're making down here 9, make sure that the other side is also going to be straight. So now you come up here and measure the shoulder of the person is 16. Then you mark the shoulder up here, and then you give it a little curve right here. If the curve they confuse you, if you look this straight line now, it's not more than 1 inches. You understand? It's just for me to be able to get the wideness of this place. Look at it. This extension is not so necessary. So now from this nipple here now, you connect it back to that place, because you can't really choose a particular measurement for here or here. So the only way you can do it is for you to curve this place and make sure you connect it. And if you can see right now, as I'm doing this thing, I'm not committed. I know they draw lines, I will sketch the lines because I'm trying to get a shape, and the only thing I'm concerned about is getting that particular shape. You understand? Then down here, you extend it down. Okay, you extend it down. This is like you're going to the half cut right now. Then when you're done with that, for an average person bust, like the person is 38 right now, for an average person, now you can make here 1.5. Look at it, from here to here you mark 1.5, and also come up here, and then you also mark the same 1.5. Come back to the nipple area here and give it a curve, going back to connect with that mark you gave. Then do the same to this place. Start from here and give it a curve. When you reach this breast level here, make sure you curve the place perfectly. It determines the balancedness of the princess cut later. You see how the line is going? That's it. So right now you come down here, you can take this to 18 and a half. 18 and a half, and then you draw a straight line. So the front don't already be that. Then bring this one back and make sure this particular middle here is that 1.5 inches longer than the side. Then we'll explain that later why we missed that measurement from it. So then now we go to the cutting process. So now the front of this now is complete. If you see, the whole mark is complete now. Now I can cut out this front now and get all this middle out of it. Now this is it. Then you come to the side and cut out this shape. When you're cutting there, you have to be careful. You gently cut it. Then now you can cut this whole place out straight. Now for you to get the measurement of this bust right now, you bring this particular one back here. You see this line, they still match, and this line here they match, and this nipple line here they match. And you see this place, you have to make sure that this place lap, and also this particular point up here the lap also. And you see the gap between the table and this is straight, and this cutting here also is straight. Bust measurement, you line the tape horizontal. So we are using 38, so this is 38 now, that is 9.5. And then you mark the place, and then if you want to measure the shape, you come immediately under bust here. Then it's 32. We mark the 32. That's it. So right now we're going to connect the bust and the shape together. You understand? So right now this is it. This is how you connect it. It's not a straight line. It's kind of curved in here and it's going the other way, just like this. Then you add sewing allowance, not too much of sewing allowance, because sometimes this sewing allowance they make cloth with the balance. So right now we just use normal inches like 1.5 here. This is it, 1.5, not more than that, up so that the cloth will balance when you finish sewing. Then you get scissors and cut out. Like this. Now the whole front is ready. I'm going to open it up right now so that you see what it looks like and see that there's no difference between the cutting and the illustration I showed in the first place. This is the main material, and you see I cut the material and the lining together. These are the lining, and this is how you line it. Here, this middle is always longer by 1.5 inches. If you look at it right now, this is how it is. There's no difference for my illustration. This is how it is when you open it all up. And now I'm going to explain the reason why this particular one is longer than the side. This particular middle here is longer than the side because the side here is not straight. For you to have this curve right here, means that you have added the measurement of this one. From here to here now it's not the same with this, because this heel up here now that form the breast cup has added the measurement. So right now, if you start joining from here, if you see when I drop this material now, I extend 1 inches out here, and also there is an extension out here which is not even necessary. I told you guys before. So now I'm going to start. Let's assume I'm starting my journey from here. Look at it. Do you see? It's still remaining the same inches that is remaining here before. Is still remaining there when I finish doing the journey. So that is where it is. And then on this particular one, if you want the princess cut to balance when you finish sewing, you have to get your scissors and notch this particular place a little bit, just a space where the foot of your machine is going to pass through later. You just let me know. Okay, now we're going to cut the back of this front, the back of the princess cut. We're going to cut the back. And right now, if you want to cut the back, this is what we do. We go fold this particular one back again, then we bring these two back together again, the way we cut them that first time, and then we bring them here. When you bring it here, this particular one, you line it again. Okay, make sure this particular place is lap, and also here is lap. Look at it. Do you see that? It's lap here, and also it's lap up here. So now don't forget all these lines that you made before, they also must match all the lines, and also all this. Now if you want to cut out the shape, the back of the princess cut, this is what you do. It goes like this. When you're running your scissors, lift this particular one up, bring it straight. That's the back of the princess cut. You know, some people, if they want the flay to drop and they don't know how to drop flay, some of them will make this back side longer like this, but it's a progress. So, and now what we do is you leave this allowance for zip here. If you're someone that don't want to turn the zip inside, you're going to leave this allowance for zip space, and then get the scissors and cut. Follow the shape of the front. That's all you need. Follow the shape of the front, and go straight to the shoulder. If you look at it, this extension that's here, I did not put it at the back because it's not necessary. You're still going to trim this one out during sewing. Then you get the shoulder, cut here out, and open these two places, the main material and the lining. Now it's complete. So now if you look at the back, some people may still want to make the back of the clothes a princess cut. If you want to make it like the front, what you would do is you just put a mark like this coming straight. When you do, you join it. When you join it, if you want to join it, you start joining it from down here. When you start joining it from down here, this particular one is going to shift down, so there'll be a little space up here. You can cut that space out later, and then the measurement for the zip side will reduce, but there will still be a space for you to fix a zip.